So, with Warmind just a week away now, seriously, it's so close we can almost taste it. No end of Guardians have been asking me, what should I be doing right now? How can I prepare to make the most amount of gains when Warmind comes out? Of course, when Warmind drops, we are getting an EXP level increase. We're bumping up from max EXP level of 25 to EXP level 30. And our new soft power cap is going to be 340, while the new hard power cap is going to be around 380. And a lot of you Guardians out there have been asking me, how can we prepare for this? What can we do to give ourselves the biggest advantage when Warmind finally drops? Because that grind for level is gonna be real. What's going on, Guardians? My name is The Black Link, and I am here to talk to you about just that. Now, this is nothing new when it comes to Destiny. Everybody who's played D1 will probably remember edging their factions like the Vanguard and the Future War Cult and all the other factions around the tower and all the other representatives around the tower before a DLC came out. You used to build up your reputation until right to the edge, right when you were about to rank up with them, so that when you came in on the new patch day or the new DLC day, you could just turn in a couple of things, boom, all of your factions would level up and you would get a bunch of rewards from the new environment. And it's basically sort of the same thing in Destiny 2, except a little easier to do. You don't have to bang your head against a wall trying to perfectly edge a faction and not go over. So, I'm going to give you guys a list of things that you can do that are pretty quick and pretty easy to give you at least the biggest advantage you can have when Warmind comes out. So, let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, you should be stocking your planetary tokens. These are the tokens you utilize to level up the factions with each of the planet vendors. So it's going to be the Dusklight shards and the EDZ tokens on Earth, Alkane Dust and Arcology tokens on Titan, Microphasic Data Lattice and Nessus tokens on Nessus, and of course Phase Glass Needles and IO tokens on IO. You can build these up by completing lost sectors, opening chests, and of course completing public events on any of these world spaces, and having a nice stockpile of them is gonna allow you to push through a few faction engrams as soon as Warmind drops. Generally, whenever a DLC drops, these vendors get a stockpile of new weapons and armor. And stocking up on these tokens ensures that you get some pretty quick access to all of that. This will also help you get to 340 fairly quickly once you've already reached level 30. Plus, even if you're getting a bunch of duplicate weapons with this, you can shard those for legendary shards, which of course are also going to be very important for you to stockpile by the time the DLC comes out. Having a healthy supply of planetary tokens, Vanguard and Crucible tokens, as well as legendary shards and gunsmith materials which you can get from sharding legendary weapons, is going to put you in a great spot towards grinding out some of the new gear when Warmind drops. If you want to focus on specific things, focus on Vanguard and Crucible tokens. We know they are absolutely getting new gear when Warmind drops, and in order to get those, you need to complete Crucible matches or of course go complete strikes. It only takes about 20 tokens to level up with any of these factions, so stock up as many of them as you can. Next up, you might want to pay a visit over to your boy Cayde 6 and pick up some of his treasure maps. The treasure chests hidden by Cayde 6 drop random rewards, but they very often give you rewards that are worth running for. Cayde's chests are very easy to find out in the world, and sometimes they'll even give you rewards from things that aren't currently available. You might remember towards the beginning of Destiny 2, it was the Cayde 6 chests that were giving out faction weapons before those faction rallies ever even started. And thankfully, his maps don't overlap, so you can store multiple weeks worth of them in your inventory. Which is great. If you've got a copy or two of these in your inventory, when Warmind comes out, you'll be able to open up those chests and hopefully get some of the new rewards that are added in. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't extend to milestones. Milestones automatically turn in upon reset, so you can't just stock up a bunch of powerful engrams from this week and then open them next week. But, interestingly enough, you can save clan engrams, so you might want to get with your clan, play up some content, get those built up over at Hawthorne and let them sit. This will get you a chance at some really high level rewards pretty easily within the Warmind environment. So get out there this week and complete some content with some clanmates to get yourself ready for Warmind. Additionally, stock up on fireteam medallions. Everyone's going to be trying to rush their EXP level from 25 to 30 when Warmind comes out so they can start that power level grind. And fireteam medallions are going to be a great way to do that. You want to have at least 3 of those when you go into the DLC. You can pick those up from Tess Evers for about 50 Bright Dust. Speaking of which, you might want to hoard up on some Bright Dust too, as we know your girl is going to have a bunch of brand new things. One additional tip that of course may not work at all is of course stocking exotic engrams. Now usually whenever these DLCs come out, the exotic engrams that you've procured before the DLC drops, before that patch hits, will only decrypt into stuff from the previous sandbox environment. But Bungie kind of surprised us when Curse of Osiris dropped, as people who held on to their exotic engrams between the vanilla Destiny 2 and Curse of Osiris and then decrypted them when the DLC went live were actually able to get some DLC weapons. So I'm not going to say this is exactly going to work, but it couldn't hurt to stockpile some exotic engrams. But alright, those are some of the best things you can do to prepare for Warmind. But once the DLC actually drops, how should you progress through? What should you do first? Well, if you want what's going to be probably the most optimal way to level, you should probably do things like this. As soon as Warmind drops, leave all of those rewards alone. Don't just go turning them in. Pop yourself a fireteam medallion and run into whatever planet is the flashpoint for that week. It's probably going to be Mars. I mean, let's be honest, it's probably going to be the DLC planet. Head in there, do your flashpoints, and once you've reached level 30 and a minimum of 340 to 345 power with mods, that's when you should start turning in some of your rewards. You can pick any of the main planetary vendors you've been stocking up tokens for. If you've got a lot of vendor tokens, hopefully that'll push you beyond 345, maybe to 346 or 347 light. Just keep utilizing those planetary tokens basically until you either run out of level ups with those faction vendors or until you stop getting power level boosts from them. After that, you can probably focus on the Warmind campaign itself, as towards the end of that, they're probably going to grant you your first powerful engram. And again, once you've stopped getting light level boosts from the incoming rare blue drops and from any of the planetary vendors you're farming, then that's when it's time for you to start doing your weekly milestones for your powerful engrams. Get all of that stuff done, maybe run the Leviathan raid or the Nightfall, and then finally you can start turning in any of your clan engrams that you had previously held or that you've already earned for the first week of Warmind. By this point, you should have pushed your power level a significant distance. And while you probably won't be anywhere near 370 quite at the moment, that should hopefully give you more than a decent head start into the world of Warmind. And then once you're done, of course, you can take all of those upgraded weapons, send them over to your second or third character and start that process with them. But there you go, Guardians, those are my tips for how you can both prepare for Warmind and of course, hopefully make the most of your time once it comes out. These are just my tips, and there's of course probably plenty of other things you can do to prepare. I just wanted to give you guys a baseline for what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this week in Destiny 2. If you've got your own tips, be sure to let us know down in the comment section below how you're preparing for the DLC. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 news we're putting out. But alright, that is going to be it for this one, Guardians. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.